Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. 3 John chapter 1, verse 2. It's no secret that our world is in a state of crisis when it comes to health care. Many have sunk into a state of despair, being sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. This has driven some of us to seek for answers to the question, how can I live a longer, healthier life? This question has driven others to find an answer and who have paved the way for a new health revolution. The quest for knowledge has opened many doors to understanding the best prevention measures that not only increase longevity, but also increase quality of life. While many are struggling with the pain and aftermath of a system that has failed them, there are others who are turning to nature to find better alternatives. Over the years, we have seen more and more people turning to nature for answers to questions they have been struggling with for years. This may come as a surprise to some of you, but nature has been the primary source of remedial agencies for thousands of years. Much of the knowledge of how to utilize nature has been lost since the birth of the modern era. Thankfully, we are seeing a resurgence of this knowledge, but we need only look in the pages of history to unlock the hidden treasures of the past. First, let's take the word health and do a search in the King James Version of the Bible. There are 17 verses containing this word, and you'll notice different verses that refer to physical, emotional, and spiritual health. In this video, we'll primarily focus on the physical health. Let's take a look at Jeremiah chapter 8 and verse 22. Is there no balm in Gilead? Is there no physician there? Why then is not the health of the daughter of my people recovered? We see in this verse that health is being related to the physician and to balm. We know what a physician is, but what is balm? To get a better understanding of what balm is, we'll do another search looking at the word balm. There are 6 verses that contain this word. The first one is found in the book of Genesis, in the story of Joseph. For the purpose of this video, and our search for the word balm, we'll focus on the tradesmen and what they were carrying. We see in Genesis chapter 37 and verse 25 that a company of Ishmaelites came from Gilead with their camels bearing spicery and balm and myrrh. Later in this same story, Joseph's father Jacob was instructing his sons on what to take to Egypt for the man holding one of his sons captive. In Genesis chapter 43 and verse 11, Jacob says, "Take of the best fruits in the land in your vessels, and carry down the man a present, a little balm and a little honey, spices and myrrh, nuts and almonds." Now let's fast forward a bit and look in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 27 and verse 17. It says, "Judah and the land of Israel, they were thy merchants. They traded in thy markets wheat of Minnith and Panag, and honey, and oil, and balm." Reading through these verses, it's easy to see that balm was a commodity. It was traded, bought, and sold. We are still not sure exactly what it is. Let's dig a little deeper and take a look at the meaning of this word in the original language it was written. According to the Strong's Concordance, the definition of the word balm in Hebrew means to crack, as by pressure, hence to leak or distillation. This is incredible. This is the exact same process we get an essential oil. So what is an essential oil? Have you ever walked through a garden of roses and smelled their beautiful, soothing aroma? Have you ever walked through a forest and smelled that uplifting aroma of the pine trees? Simply put, essential oils are the volatile aromatic compounds made by plants. Thankfully, man has developed the technology to harness these aromatic compounds for the benefit of our health and wellness. As we have seen, This is no new technology. According to the Bible, these aromatic compounds were used thousands of years ago in the office of the physician as well as in the home. In recent years, we have seen a rise in the knowledge and usage of essential oils. Research and scientific studies confirm the health benefits of using essential oils. With an increase of demand, so have we seen an increase in adulteration. But this is not a new thing. Let's fast forward again, and this time in the New Testament. I would like us to take a look at the account of the woman named Mary, who anointed Jesus with oil during a supper at the house of Simon the leper, whom Jesus healed. There are two verses I would like to draw your attention to. The first one is in the book of John, chapter 12 and verse 3. It says this: "Then took Mary a pound of ointment of spikenard, very costly, and anointed the feet of Jesus, and wiped his feet with her hair, and the house was filled with the odor of the ointment." The next verse I would like to take a look at is in Mark chapter 14 and verse 3. It says, "And being in Bethany in the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at meat, there came a woman having an alabaster box of ointment of spikenard, very precious. And she brake the box and poured it on his head." Now let's dissect these verses, because there's some very important information here that we need to consider. Let's first take a look at the fact that she had to break open the box to pour out the contents. Remember what we said earlier about essential oils? They are volatile aromatic compounds. Unlike most oils we are familiar with, such as olive oil, essential oils evaporate very quickly and easily if not kept in a sealed container. Next, let's look at the description, very costly and very precious. The process of distillation to extract aromatic compounds is time-consuming and labor-intensive. This, of course, requires more labor and resources, which in turn drives up the cost. Because of corruption or those simply not concerned with the importance of a pure product direct from nature, some will fluff the essential oil by adding other substances. This gives them more money in their pocket with little to no extra effort. This brings our attention to the next part of the verse, which I believe is the most important, and that is the ointment of spikenard. To get the full meaning of these words, we need to look again at Strong's Concordance. The Strong's Concordance definition for the word ointment simply means a perfumed oil. It gets really interesting when we look at the Strong's definition of spikenard. According to Strong's definition of spikenard, it actually comes from two words: spike, which is pistikos, and nard, which is just nardos. The definition of pistikos is trustworthy, genuine, or unadulterated. The definition of nardos is just simply nard, and according to scholars, the ancient Greeks gave this name to a species of lavender native to the coastal regions of the Mediterranean. So, properly translated, spikenard would be trustworthy lavender, genuine lavender, or unadulterated lavender. The fact that the Bible is particular in its wording here tells us two things. One, that corruption is nothing new under the sun. Essential oil sellers would adulterate their product back then just as readily as they do today. The difference being that today, man uses incredibly cheap synthetic substances made in laboratories to fluff their product. The second brings to attention the importance of having a pure and unadulterated product. Just as the Father ordained that Christ would have only a pure, unadulterated substance to anoint his body temple, so also are we to use this as an example of how to treat our body temple. It is even more important for us today to heed this example. Since the rise of the modern era, man has been adulterating our essential oils, our skincare, and body care products with cheap synthetic fragrances that are full of hormone disruptors and toxins that build up in our body systems. Essential oils are a concentrated and potent substance from plants, which renders them a very powerful tool for the body. Thankfully, in recent years, Truly pure and potent essential oils are being chosen and tested in research facilities for their benefits to human health and wellness. But we don't need the experts to tell us. As we have already seen from the pages of history, essential oils have been the helping hand to the physician in ages past. The challenge today is we must all do a little research to be sure we are using truly pure essential oils. So far, I have spent this time talking about the physical aspect of an essential oil. Now, I would like to spend the last few moments of this video to touch on the spiritual aspect of balm. Since the words essential oils is a modern way to say the word balm, I would like you to consider allowing essential oils to point you to the true balm of Gilead. We see this symbology in the entire life of Christ. He spent his entire ministry offering healing to all who would come to him. Now he desires to heal through the works of his hands in nature. His desire is not only to heal us physically, but he wants to heal our hearts and make us whole again. I want to deeply encourage you to read one of my favorite devotional books called Steps to Christ. If you don't know Jesus, this is a wonderful book to get you acquainted with who he is and what he has done for you. If you already know Jesus, this book will enrich your relationship with him as you meditate upon the love he has for you, brought out in these pages. Now, I'd like you to take out the little bottle of lavender oil. Place the bottle between your thumb and middle finger and tap on the bottle to spat the oil into your hand. Rub your hands together, cup them over your nose and mouth, and take a slow, deep breath. As you're breathing in, I want you to remember that purity is of the utmost importance for your body. You are so valuable to God that he sent his only begotten Son to die just for you. 1 Corinthians chapter 6 and verse 20 says, "You are bought with a price. Therefore, glorify God in your body and your spirit, which are God's." As you meditate upon this verse, remember, your body is a temple, and it is worthy of substances that are free of unhealthy and harmful toxins. God bless you for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, I am praying for you.